welcome to our very first recording of By Shadows Light. I'm joined by some amazing role players, and if you don't know who you are, you haven't been watching this channel for very long. Kicking us off as quickly as we can, I want to say a very warm welcome to Till. How are you doing, Till?
Hi, I'm doing fine. Looking forward for this campaign. I'm Till from Dungeon Fog, and I'm playing Captain Artaius Ohu. He kind of took the ship, not by he didn't inherit it. He kind of stole it. Now he's running with the ship and this incredible crew.
Here you go. Kind of, sort of, maybe stole the ship. Definitely did. Possibly on the run. Yes, he is. Joining him on this journey is our very unusual ship's engineer, I think. Tobias, welcome and thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you. So I'm Tobias. I played Jorik in The Adventures of the Windswift. I'm happy to be back. This is going to be fun and weird because I'm playing an alien and a female. Rika is she's sort of just ended up in the position of engineer because she knows how to fix things and break things. And she's on the run. So Captain Ohu was friendly enough to pick her up at
Let's
the
be on
borders
the
of
run
the
together.
Assisi's Dominion. So this will be interesting.
There you go. They're no stranger to these channels anymore. Mitch, how you doing?
Good, how are you? I play Yellow King. I'm a security specialist, and I did not know we're on the run, but now I definitely do.
This is true. This is true. Yeah, someone who may have known that the ship is on the run is being played by Kai. Kai, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. So I'm playing Nova. I'm the pilot of the ship, and I definitely know we're on the run. But I agree with Captain Ohu taking over because it was under poor management.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nova.
Just remember, if your management style becomes poor, Captain, Nova's not about to let it sit.
I'll shoot you in your sleep.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know
It's
that.
so
That's
hard
why my
'cause
cabin is so far away from yours.
It's so hard not to smile. I'm such a happy person.
And then rounding out our crew is the ship's AI, who inherited the name of the ship. The ship was given to it by the captain and Nova and the rest of the crew, but I am Daisy. I am the ship's AI, and I will be providing certain functions and services to the wonderful crew who are now inhabiting my ship systems in an attempt to make sure that I remain intact. So that's what Daisy will be doing from time to time. Anyway, we're going to be playing on the Tri-Fi system, which is a system that I've been developing on this channel for quite some time. Its basic principles: it uses a D12. Each player has got 3 pools of power, if you like, physical, mental, and spiritual. They can draw from these pools to enhance their rolls. They need to beat certain numbers in order to succeed in their tasks. It is a science fiction game, in case you hadn't noticed. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else we need to do except to actually start playing the game. And as it is, we find ourselves aboard the magnificent ship known as Daisy. The captain has taken on a commission to fetch a very small object of some value in this great galaxy, and I'll open that up for us. This is the galaxy we find ourselves in. This is the sector of space that the captain has ordered the ship to travel to. It is a very small planet near the Dwarvash system of Gragan. It is on the border between the Dwarvash Protectorate and the Sajet Empire. The Sajet Empire system of Kasakam Dios being nearby. And by nearby, of course, that's in relative space terms. It is a system or 3 away. Our ship has been sailing from their original port of call and has been doing what they call a dive, which is the propulsion system used in the sci-fi setting. They have made some good time, and everybody is aboard the ship. It has taken you 3 days so far, and you still have another 2 days before you arrive at your destination, simply because of the route that you had to plot to get there. So, where do we find ourselves? Let me start with you, Captain. What are you doing on the ship as she hums through space?
Well, I would be on the bridge right now, and just, well, maintaining the course, checking everything, checking the system, just keep Daisy running.
Absolutely. Nova, as first officer, what are you doing?
I was just checking something on one of the screens on my compatriots' channels to make sure they're doing it correctly, and then I'm going to head back to my side, which is right beside my lovely little pillows.
That's right.
And I'm going to continue piloting the ship. So far, no one's fucked anything up. I'm waiting.
Nova, I might point out, you are not required to manually operate the ship whilst we are in a dive. I am fully capable of supporting you in this operation.
I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing.
There is an awkward silence as the AI attempts to figure out how it responds to that kind of response. It errs on the side of silence. Where do we find
Crew.
Yellow?
Yellow, he has been up early because he wants to ensure that the captain has a good snack today. He's failed 372 times so far on making a good snack. So he has enlisted Daisy to help him. And so he's like, oh, Daisy, do you think that if I add some peppers onto this, that's really going to help out the captain? I really think the peppers are going to work this time, Daisy. The hot ones especially. He seemed to really like the hot ones. He went, and I think that's the right thing that he does. He's discussing openly.
Whilst you might be correct as to the captain's galvanic response to the ingestion of a poison, I should point out I am a tactical, sophisticated artificial intelligence. I feel assisting you with culinary preparation of food which is quite simply superfluous to the crew's needs is not the most efficient use of my time.
Daisy, you and I both know that you're way more than the circuits and the boards of this place. You've helped me spiritually in the past, and I'm trying to help you spiritually today with cooking. And there's nothing more better than cooking together with a friend to learn the spiritual nature of machinery.
I was in error. I will attempt to improve my spirituality. I will attempt to connect to QuadNet and download all of the cooking recipes involving peppers.
This is good. We're on the same page. The path has been set. We only have to find the courage to follow it.
There is a lot of computational power now being developed and processed towards the culinary arts of capsicum preparation. Where do we find our engineer, if anywhere? Normally in
Well-
engineering, but now perhaps somewhere else?
Now, while Yellow is busy seducing the computer, Ritka is busy making sure the ship is falling apart as slowly as possible. So she is everywhere, usually in the small tunnels that run beneath the decks, where she's crawling around, fixing leaks, and cursing loudly in Sician. That's what she's doing.
You realize part of the language you are utilizing is not in any known database. Sician is a particularly obnoxious language that has avoided cataloging their diction into any known system. Perhaps we should begin cataloging now.
Sure. I will tell you all the curses I just used. Now shut up. I'm trying to fix the ship.
There is silence from the computer as you continue to attempt to fix the vessel. Where is the captain? I've lost the captain.
He's
Did
on
I
the main
delete the
deck.
captain?
Oh no!
On the bridge.
The
I'm
captain
gone.
was spaced.
I was based already.
I
What did I do wrong,
jettisoned out
Nova?
of it.
You see, you weren't competent.
There's an escape pod missing, and so is the captain.
Yeah, you heard about the culinary cuisine. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
All right, so there's the captain, right where he should be. And our ship continues as the crew go about their normal business. It is a few moments later when...
Captain, I am detecting an unusual anomaly directly ahead of the ship. I would recommend ceasing drive activity.
Nova, you can give me a physical sciences check since you said you were monitoring the ship systems. But that's what you're hearing, Captain.
Yeah, I would be like, well, what is it? And drop out of the dive if necessary.
It was a physical science?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no, I rolled a 2.
The ship immediately drops back into normal space. The stars swirl around you, and the massive view screen of the main bridge reveals this huge star field. Or at least that's what it normally should reveal, considering you are in between Gragan and basically everywhere else. It does, however, reveal a capital ship sailing directly towards the front of your vessel, firing out all of, it looks like its full torpedo complement, not at you, but towards several other warships off and out of your view.
Captain, I believe we have entered into a battle zone. I would recommend evasive maneuvers.
Well, get us out of here. Start evasive maneuvers. And Nova, could you well take over, please? The controls. I don't trust Daisy maneuvering us out of here.
Of course, Captain.
All right.
That was not my fault. We dropped out of dive.
I know, Rika. I know. That's fine. We are in a kind of a situation. I would like you all to come to the bridge, please. Immediately.
Right
I
away,
will head to
Captain.
the bridge.
I will make sure the cooking does not burn yellow.
You're the best, Daisy. Don't let anyone else tell you differently. They all tell you to shut up, but you just keep talking. You hear? And he trundles along.
The ship rocks gently as several other ships around explode, and you can see moving in front of your view screen this capital ship just sailing straight over the top of you. It's trailing out great big globules of fire which react strangely in space. Behind it are several corvettes that are shooting past, also just opening up salvos against enemy starships. By the looks of things, this is a Sajet capital ship that has just soared over your ventral side of the ship. Chasing it, it looks like there are several Dwarvash cruisers that are busy pounding into the ship's engines. Fighters of both kinds are swarming around you, and every now and again a stray pulse weapon, possibly even a railgun, glances past, causing the entire ship to vibrate just by the sheer amount of explosive power that is outside of the ship. Nova, you are trying to evade?
I'm trying to evade any blasts. I page the captain and be like, should we hail the main ship?
I would like to run a few scans first before we introduce us to this show. So let's try to stay stealthy for now.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Okay, you are going to give me a vehicle operations 3D check, please, as you try and navigate around.
That is a 5.
Remember, you can spend sphere points, although you do have to declare before the roll.
Yeah, so it's a 5.
It's a 5.
I rolled a 1. I have +4.
You did.
Captain, whilst I may not be able to fly this vessel, I might be able to raise the ship's shields. Do you think I should do that, or should you find someone else who's more capable of doing it, Captain?
Oh, shut up, Daisy, and raise the shields. And thank you very much for pointing that out. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? Where are you guys?
I'm right here, Tidoho. Rika looks out through the viewport and sees the explosions and lasers and railguns and stuff going out there. And she looks at the captain and says, Buenibu, which you by this time already know means pirates.
I don't think so, Rika. I think we ran into some conflict over the borders here, and we're now in the midst of it. Could you run a scan on the ships? I would like to check the status and get a little bit more reading off than we just had.
All right. I'm going to
Of
need
course.
everyone to give me an awareness check, please, so we can get things in order.
I start
Using
by
the dice.
throwing my dice on the floor. Amazing.
I've already stopped using the dice I'm using.
It's like, next.
I have a
Yep.
pile of dice here, so one of them should work.
Nova, what was your initiative? Your
4.
awareness. 4. Ohu.
8.
Rika.
No weapon modifiers. So no weapon modifiers. Just
Not at the
awareness.
moment. Yeah.
Right. So 6.
6. And Yellow?
9.
9. All right. Yellow, you are acting... Well, actually, the AI is acting first. And
I have raised the shields. You'll be delighted to hear I didn't overcharge them or destroy the ship. I have also saved your cooking, and the database is continuing to grow with the use of the Assis's language.
You're on the level there, Daisy. I knew you could do it.
so your ship's shields have sprung up. Each of the little emitters on the sides and the tops and the bottom of your ship have all flared up, generating this electrostatic shield around the ship, trying to protect it from certain types of weaponry, but not all types of weaponry. Sad. Yellow, you are up. You have entered into the bridge. What are you doing?
I rushed to my command center, which is conveniently the one that Nova was checking over for mess ups, and
Right.
I'm going to do a mask our signature check in order to make sure that no one can identify weakness and take advantage and hurt us badly.
Fantastic.
I'm going to put 7 points into it
Nice.
of my physical,
That's great.
and I get it. The DC was 12. I got like well above that.
Perfect.
17.
You successfully start running interference on your vessel, so it cannot be scanned. Captain?
How many? By looking at my screens, can I
Yes.
see if there are already destroyed ships? Is there debris
Yes.
out there?
Absolutely. So you have your forward command station directly in front of you, which is where you are standing now. And that gives you a complete overview of the ship. All of the stations at the touch of a button, you can see what every one of the stations are doing. In front of you on the deck, just below, on the sub deck, the sunken deck, I suppose you would call it, is a very large holographic table, which projects up in real time a 3-dimensional image of all the space around you. And it is very seldom that you see this thing so full of objects. Usually this only happens when you are arriving at a very, very busy spaceport. But as you look at your displays, there are red flashes of drive cores that are about to explode. There are probably easily 70 or 80 ships involved in this. And that's not counting fighters, because there are so many little fighters zipping around that the ship is keeping track of them all. But to actually physically keep track of them on your screen becomes virtually impossible.
Impossible.
But
Okay.
yes,
So,
lots of debris.
and I think Nova is already trying to get us out of here. Can I support her somehow?
You can try and plot a course out, because at the moment Nova is trying to just swing the ship around and maneuver away from exploding carcasses of ships.
Yeah,
and-
I would like to plot a course out
All right,
here.
absolutely. Have you got navigation?
Yes, I have.
Give me a navigation check, if you please.
8 again.
8. With an 8, there is a path
Yeah.
which you
I-
think will take you to the edge, the nearest edge. It does put you in Sagetti space. Now, to give you a political picture, you guys are independent traders. You can sail into almost any empire space with impunity, and under the flag of trading, you are welcome. So sailing into Sagetti space would be a regular thing. You arrive at the border, you give them your details, they check you in, and off you go. It does put you in Sagetti space. Alternatively, there's a longer route. It does take you through a little bit more of the battlefield, but that puts you in Dwarvash space. It's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other in terms of political stance. The Dwarvash are rough and tumble. The Sajeti are arrogant and noble. It's your choice.
Yeah, well, who's like the big one is the Sajeti ship,
Yes.
right?
Yes, it's a capital.
And they're looking like they're losing right now.
Yes.
So I would try to go for the winning. So I would go for the Dwarvash.
The
Space.
Dwarvash, absolutely. Okay, so you send the plot coordinates through to Nova's machine. Before Nova gets to act on that,
You can just say Rika. Everyone else does. She doesn't mind. Since I was ordered to run a scan, I will dash for my console, which is right next to Yellow's.
yes.
And on the way, I will basically shout to the captain, what I scanned for.
Well, anything that has their lock on us or is looking like we're getting close to them. Anything
All
that
right.
might pick us up.
I will run a scan. That's physical science, right?
Yes. In this
And
case,
I will check specifically for weapon locks or stray shots coming our way.
absolutely.
And that's I'm putting 6 points into it, so that's an 11.
At an 11, there is a very small frigate. It looks to be Sajeti in nature. It's a torpedo launcher, and she has 3 torps pointed at you currently. She hasn't
Can
yet
I
fired.
determine if they're preparing to fire or if it's just a target lock?
They are busy. It looks as if they are preparing to fire. There is a slight heat bloom over their torpedo tubes, which means they're armed and ready to launch.
I will relay this information to the captain. That's it.
Nova, you hear this information about the 3 torpedoes coming towards you. Torpedoes can generally be taken out with ballistics weapons, which your ship does have. You do have some ballistics.
Are we far enough away to use the
But we also
radar?
have a course that he's plotted. Should we slip into the quantum stream, Captain? You would get us out of here immediately.
I'm not
That
sure
would be unadvised. Quantum diving, whilst in a battlefield, is highly dangerous. There is a risk of quantum tear.
Yeah, I think we need to get away a bit before we can do that. We need to outrun them basically before we dive.
Fine. Daisy, I want you to get our ballistics on those missiles.
Ballistics loading.
Thank you.
Yellow doesn't look too happy about that. Okay.
I'm going to continue to maneuver the ship.
Yes. So are you now trying to follow the course that the captain has given you?
Yes.
All right.
He had time to figure it out. I don't.
Absolutely. So you're weaving those 3 torpedoes. If they do fire, those torpedoes will get to you very, very, very quickly. You have an opportunity. You see on your scanners in front of you, there is a large wreck. It looks like it was a fighter carrier of some kind. If you went through that wreckage, there's a big chance the torpedoes will slam into wreckage itself. There is a risk, of course, that perhaps some of the wreckage slams into the Daisy.
I can do it.
Yeah, you possibly could.
Well, we know from experience that the ship survives a collision with another ship, so... Right, Captain?
Yeah, I was thinking about ramming that big ship.
No. Don't get any ideas.
We're going through.
Love it, Captain. Love it.
So I'm going to start maneuvering the ship through.
Okie dokes. As you do, would you please give me a vehicle piloting 3D check? Vehicle
Right, I'm using
operations 3D.
4 mental, and I'm
Okay.
going to do this.
Since I'm
18.
plotting the course, can I assist her?
Yes, so because you were plotting that particular course for her, what is your vehicle operations 3D?
2.
All right, so you get +2 to that, so that is
20.
20. You control this ship. She slides onto her side. Because she's a hammerhead, she's wide, but she's not very, very deep. You slide her onto the side. She does this graceful 360 roll through this great wrecked carrier, comes out the other side, and there are 3 perfect blooms of the torpedoes behind you, just eviscerating what was left of that courier ship. It's now going to go critical, but you have sailed clear and past it before that will happen.
Well, now I know why you're the pilot.
Back to the top of the round.
Captain, I am scanning multiple escape pods. Standard protocol dictates that we are to offer assistance to those in need.
You see flaring up on your display multiple yellow SOS signatures. Under normal space rule, if you hear a distress call, you help it, because maybe you might be issuing a distress call one day, and it's kind of like this universal guideline. Of course, you don't have to help any escape pods at all. It's entirely your call. But you have now started to clear the edge of this titanic battle. Everyone that scanned you picked up garbled nonsense, so you weren't firing at them, so they weren't firing at you. There were 3 torpedoes fired because you were in their way, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but
Well,
you
Also,
are
they
moving
saw
away.
Nova's maneuver and they just like, no, never mind. We can't hit them anyway.
I'm good.
So, top of the round, Yellow, you are up.
I'm going to just move the ship along a little bit more with best course.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do a logic check and see if I can help us move a little further. Logic. And I get a 6.
A 6.
The DC is 5.
Yeah. You have calculated a much more efficient way. You have 2 options. One that picks up multiple pods, one that avoids all the pods.
Oh, Captain, are we heroes today, or are we the other ones that we sometimes are?
I think we should, if we can pick up some of them, we definitely should. I was thinking of issuing something like a white flag call on our channels to say that we're not combat participants, but that we're here as a courier ship and we just help who needs help.
Based on the telemetry, I could dodge most of the escape pods, or I could move into the mess of them. I assume with what you just said, we're just going to move into the mess of them. So I'll input that if that's all right with you.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
do so.
Great idea, Cap. Great idea. You're real smart, Cap. And he hits his chest because that's where he thinks his communicator is.
Just, you don't have to do that, Yellow. We can talk directly to each other if you turn around.
It's real loud in here, Captain, with Nova screaming when she's flying. So
Nova's
he gives her
like
cut eye.
Nova's literally sitting there like silent, and she just like.
All right.
So
I think Yellow is picking up her internal screaming.
Captain, it is your action once Yellow has plotted the course, the most accurate course. Roll a d6 for me, please, Yellow.
you.
Oh,
You're Yellow.
D6. I don't have a D6 on me.
Sorry, I know it's a wild call. It should have been a d12, but
6.
you have plotted a course that will allow you to pick up 6 pods, which in theory, if each pod is a standard size, would account for 18 people.
Captain, I could pick up 6 of them? Do I have permission to go down to the teleportation bay and make sure that these folks don't get on board?
Yes, please.
Okay, I do that.
All right. So
Is there a way of locking their pods down because they might be from opposite sides of this fight, and we don't need a fight breaking out in the bridge?
Oh yeah, we can do that. There's it's all sealed off in the teleportation bay, and I'll make sure that no tussling happens. Don't you
Daisy,
worry.
shut down their doors when they get into you.
I will attempt to seal them within their pods.
Captain, what are your orders?
Right. I would like to go to the comm console and do as I just said. I would like to start a broad communication channel where I say we are not combatants of that situation here, but we are just a transport vessel and we are picking up survivors and we do not want to be attacked.
Where's Switzerland?
you start your broadcast of we are neutral. Give me a culture check, if you please.
The broad broadcast.
Yes.
We're shouting to everyone.
We're here. We're here.
I will put 3 mental points into this.
All right.
Yeah, that was a good call because now I'm at 5.
You're at 5. As you send out that broadband call, you didn't have to go to the comm station. You just opened up the comms panel in front of you. As you send out that broadcast call, you get 2 very large incoming transmissions, both flagged as urgent. One has a Dwavash code attached to it. The other has a Sajet code attached to it.
Well, since we are currently moving towards Dwavesh space, I will open that one first.
All right.
This is Admiral Van Gogh. What are you doing?
Well, we're just passing through. We came into this situation rather accidentally, and now we are doing our best and follow protocol by picking up escape pods.
I hope you know those are all prisoners of war.
Well, yes, we are going to treat them like that once we have picked them up.
And deliver them to which empire?
Well, to yours, obviously, Admiral.
Make sure that you do.
He kills the communication.
Yeah, I will open the other one.
This is Admiral Sarosh. I want to ask you what it is that you intend doing with those pods you are picking up. You are aware we are in a war.
Absolutely, good Admiral, sir. That's why we just follow protocol. You see, we are inclined to pick up any transport or escape pods that have a distress signal, and that's what we're doing. Just to make sure we are just traders. We're just passing through. If you tell me where to drop off the pods, then I'm absolutely fine with that.
Stand by to receive those coordinates, and the Empire thanks you for your services.
As always, you're welcome. Being a pleasure to serve you.
He kills the call.
Captain.
Yeah, I know we're fucked.
You are such a suck-up, Captain.
Captain, should we only pick up the Dwavish ones so we can return them to the Dwavish empires, which gives the Empire their chance to get their survivors?
Well, I'm not intending to return them to any of those empires. We just pick them up and then run for it.
And what would we do with the 6 pods and 18 people that'll be on the ship?
Well, for now, we keep them where they are, and then we find a good place where we can let them go.
Roger that, Captain.
Rika?
I will scan the pods to make sure which pod contains which species and see if I can relay this to Yellow so he can transprint them into the respective bays and keep them separate.
So there are 2 pods that are Dwavashian,
Mm-hmm.
and there are 4 pods, obviously, that are Sajeti.
All right. I will relay this information to Yellow so he can transprint the correct pods into the correct bay, hopefully.
Okay. So, yeah, that's easy enough. Yes, Captain.
Can I? Rika, when you relay that information, and I'm also tapping on comm for Yellow, and I say, make sure that they do not see each other or know that we have someone from the other faction on board. We might play a little trick on them if we can pull that off, but it is imperative that they do not know that we have someone else from the other faction on board.
Okay, Captain. I just want to put out that you're really good at the talking and the gab. You have the gift of the gab, as it were. So maybe you could like negotiate and like make peace terms here with those people. I don't know much about that, but I think you're real talented, Captain.
Captain, I could also run that when we open up comms inside and lie with the numbers of survivors, saying this ship is completely dead, this one's completely dead. So when they hear us run the machines in, they're thinking we're picking up dead pods, so they don't get the exact numbers.
Exactly. I was hoping that what we could do, because we have only 2 dwarf pots. What we could do is we could try to hide those dwarfs in our ship, claim that the pots were empty, return the other ones to the right one, and hopefully get away with that.
We could just run different numbers through both of the different chambers, so that way they think, oh, we only got 4 live ships in one and 2 live ships in the other.
Yeah, let's try to kind of jam and mess with the numbers so that they do not know how exactly what did we pick up. Can we
Right.
cloak the
I-
pods?
I did that, not the pods. I jammed all our systems earlier.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how long that lasts though. So
It lasts until a ship actively tries to scan you. It will detect that it's picking up nonsense. Then it will try and actively deep scan your ship, and then it's a contested roll. But until someone actually bothers to check, and no one is at the moment because you're not firing,
They're also busy shooting at each other.
They're busy trying to survive. Yes. So Yellow, you have rushed. Rika, you have transferred that information through to Yellow. Nova, you still have an opportunity to act in this round.
I'm just going to ask Rika, would he do the comms for the Sajet? So when we bring in a one Sajet set, like we got 1 live ship with Sajet, 1 live ship with Sajet. This one is a completely dead ship, so that way they get that there were 6 picked up, because they'll know that we picked up 6, but we want to secure the number. So if he runs the comms through that room, so they think we picked up dead ships, and I'll run the comms to the other room.
So what you want me to do is leak our communications, more or less.
More or less, but we're fudging the numbers because they'll know we picked up ships. The other ships can see us. We're trying to fudge the numbers of who's alive.
Sure.
Because if we also send them back, they're like, oh yeah, I don't know what's going on. But they can say these were dead ships.
Can I jury rig our sensors to create distortions around our ship? Because at that close proximity, we could mess with their sensors, maybe?
But if anyone looks out through their port windows, they'll see us.
Yes, but we're several 100 kilometers away, probably.
Sure.
At the moment, what Yellow has done is anyone who scans your ship gets basically false information anyway.
Yeah, but I was
it's irrelevant.
thinking of the numbers of pods that we scan, because a transprinter, I assume, gives off an energy signature when you use
sure. It does. Well, it depends entirely on how those pods are going to be accessed, which Yellow's going to tell us in a moment. But the pods themselves won't be able to scan the ship or each other. They have very limited scanning technology because they don't have a lot of power, and the power is reserved for life support.
I'm more concerned with the big angry people than the big ships.
Yeah,
yes.
Just a question. Are we taking the pods on board, or are we just transprinting people from the pods onto board?
Well, Yellow, you can now tell us what the answer is as we get back to you in your turn of action. You have 2 courses. One, you can try and bring the pods into one of the cargo bays. It's going to be tight to fit 6 in, or you can transprint them out of each pod, but that does mean that you need to hit each pod with a transprinter.
Okay. Is there a way? There's 2 transprinting bays, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
So I'm gonna split them. I'm gonna try my best to do the split, and I'm gonna do one at a time, and see if I can get them out of their pods and do just people. And can I black out the windows? Can Daisy do a blackout window mode or whatever?
I think there's solid doors between the
There
bays.
is
and
glass.
right?
There are glass plates so that you can see what's happening inside.
However, I am capable of causing the windows to become opaque. And by the way, Yellow, the cooking is complete.
You're the best. Could you just make it so that they're looking at their homeland horizon when they're on, so they feel real safe at home as I try to rescue them?
I will attempt to display calming images from their homeworld on the display screens within the containment area.
I love it. I love it. Could you also assist me with grabbing these folks? We don't want to miss one. Captain will be real mad if we miss one.
I would suggest utilizing the drones to deploy the transprint pod. That might make for greater accuracy, although it will take longer.
Good idea. I like you're so good at ideas, and I'm going to try to do the drones as the
All right.
machine suggests.
So you've dashed down this corridor, leapt into the control bay for the one transprinter. and in your the display screen immediately shows these 6 pods in various drift as they're slowly rotating away from the battle.
Okay.
Controlling a drone is fairly straightforward.
Yellow, do you need assistance?
Yeah, I mean, Rika, I think you are the most amazing, second most amazing pilot we got. So I'm willing to help. If you're willing to help, come on down and do some telemetry for me.
All right.
That
I will
certainly
run
will
down
help.
there and try and help him run. Basically, scan the area so he can
Yes.
pilot the drones around all the debris and shit that's probably floating around.
All right.
And find the pods.
No problem. You join Yellow. It's easy to link the 2 transprint rooms together so that you can use them in tandem, as you have been speaking of. Captain, the initiative is to you whilst Yellow and Rika try to control these drones as they're flying out. What do you do?
Well, that's a good question. I think everyone's already at it. So I would like to just maintain an eye on the situation, see if any ships come close.
Give me an awareness check, if you please. Although the AI is keeping track of all those ships in the background, Daisy's not monitoring their projected trajectories and things. So give me an awareness check.
7.
One of the Sagetti ships, known as a Scorpion class ship, has broken away, and it could be that it's damaged and it's just trying to limp away from the battle. But you were heading into Dwarvash space, and that's the wrong direction for a Sajet Scorpion to be heading. So what its destination is unclear. Now, the reason why these are called Sagetti Scorpions is because they have a fairly light armament, but they have a single torpedo launcher, which is stationed at the back of the ship, almost like a tail, hence the name Scorpion. And they are known as long-range snipers. They sneak up on bigger ships, launch some torpedoes, and get out of there before anything's happened.
Okay, in that case, I would like to perform my evasive buff, and attempt to anticipate an incoming attack, making my check.
Yes. Give me your check. What check do you have to make there? I think
It's a psychology check.
Psychology check, yeah.
And I will put another 4 mental into this.
All right.
Oh no! Wait, math. 6 plus. Nope, I don't make it. It's I should have made a 12, but I just had a 10.
There you go. So, because you're uncertain as to their actions, it's difficult to anticipate what they're going to do. So you just try and drift casual as you're watching the little drones now departing from Miss Daisy. Rika, you arrive and start helping Yellow with the drones. It's easy enough. What is the first pod that you were going to put a transpod onto? This will allow you to then transprint them, which is effectively teleport them from that pod.
I'm going to try to triage the scenario. So if I have to do like a search check to see which one's in the greatest danger of getting knocked out of the sky, that's what I'll do.
Great idea. You don't have to make a roll for that. Miss Daisy is presenting all of the pod's status to you. The one Dwarvashian pod only has 1 survivor, 3 biosignatures, but only one of them is still active. It seems to be leaking a vast amount of atmosphere and is slowly drifting away. The Sagetti pods seem okay, although you're not getting as many biosignatures as you thought. You're actually only picking up 8 in total.
Okay. I'm going to start with the Dwarvashian ship. That looks like it's in trouble.
Perfect. So the
there's
drone...
one Dwarvashian survivor? Is that what I get?
There's just 1 in the 1 pod. And there are
but it's about
3
the
in
There are 2 pods. Yeah, okay.
Correct. Okay, would you give me a luck check, please? So you roll a d12, I roll a d12. This is for Rika, who's going to land the drone on. So Yellow, you've identified, but we're actually in Rika's turn. So Rika's going to hopefully get the drone. Yep.
That's 10 because I'm putting 6 points into this.
I'm glad you did. That beats my 4. So there we go. You were lucky. The drone flies out, it does a half circle around this rotating pod, and just its little claws just release the transparent pod, which is about the size of a football, and it just plump, clamps onto the side of this rotating pod. Instantly, you get a whole rush of data about the biosignatures that are inside. As you initially scanned Yellow, one of the Dwarvashians is alive, and their heart rates, they have 2 hearts, are elevated. Their breathing is labored, and the oxygen content of that room is draining rapidly.
Can I put a speaker on of soothing Dwarvishian music? And I'm gonna put, and basically he said, "You're gonna enter the Miss Daisy, a neutral ship. We're just trying to protect you. Just hang tight, clench up, and let's go."
All right, then you initiate that. I will come to you, Nova. You are the last actors in this round before we get the Dwarvashian aboard. Are you doing anything aside from watching the captain try and anticipate where this enemy ship is going to go?
No, I'm going to keep my eyes on it and just try to keep distance from it.
Sure thing.
I do not want it getting above us or below us and trying to blow us out.
It is indeed. So I would like you to please, as you're watching this thing, the captain tried to anticipate where it would be potentially firing if it fired off of those torpedoes. From your experience, there are certain ways in which you can position the ship that will allow you to react a lot faster than other ways, given what you've described you're trying to do. So I would like you to please give me a reflex check. Reflexes check.
9.
You position the ship so that at a moment's notice you could touch any one of the thruster pads, and the ship would quite literally do a barrel roll in one of the various directions, which would flip you around, over, or under whatever might be fired at you. Yellow, you initiate the print.
I do. I have done so.
There is that pleasing little sound of the printer as it's coming through. Does anyone want to make the printer sound?
No, because I would just sound like a typewriter.
Typewriter. I like that.
It sounds like an old modem in my head.
Oh, it's that sort of ding, ding, ding. Good heavens. The loudest sound in the world. Okay.
Fox.
You, wait, where am I on the map? As you initiate the print, materializing in front of you is this very wounded Dwarvash. As he appears in the printout, he kind of drops to one side. You can see he's heavily wounded from shrapnel in his side. He looks up, sees imagery of his homeworld, and then sort of reaches out.
He hears a, "Welcome to the Miss Daisy. We'll get right to that wound in any time, ASAP. In the meantime, please enjoy the outside of your home world and a martial arts video that I'm putting of myself and Daisy, our ship AI. We did one together, and it's like a 90s like headband, like me doing the martial arts kata up on the side there to make him feel welcome."
Oh my God.
And as I'm doing that, I'm trying to get more other pods.
All right, absolutely.
I believe it is imperative that I point out, Yellow, that this individual appears to be losing significant amounts of blood. I project a chance of survival at 12% currently. If he does not receive medical attention shortly, I fear that we may simply be carrying a corpse.
All right, would you, so if I got him to you in lickety split, would you say you could save him?
I am capable of operating the medical devices aboard this vessel. However, I would say that assistance might be appropriate, given the fact that I have been told I am not as calming and soothing as the real thing.
Right. Well, okay, I could, we used to play with little Mia rats back in the slave pits, and we used to put them underneath our arms and run as fast as we could before those
Yellow.
little things wriggled out.
They came to the medical bay.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I was going to do. I'm just going to put them under my arm. Okay, you got
I
it.
will
Yep.
take
Can we
care of
not
the rest of the boat.
transport him to the medical bay?
Sadly, well, you could if you put a transpod in the medical bay.
That's what I'm thinking, so
But-
that the others can't see while we're transponding them in.
Well, yeah, you could, but you still, I mean, the rooms are sealed. So once you've got them out of the little room, the transparent room, they won't be able to see anyway.
Okay.
But yes, it is possible to set up transports wherever you like and then just print yourself from one room to the next.
You're exceptionally lazy.
Yeah.
So my intent
Run this
is
football.
is to allow Rika to do the work
All right.
while I run in there and like basically just like manhandle him and then
Yeah.
sprint.
He doesn't
towards
offer any resistance as there is the initial, which happens a lot given how big Yellow is. There's that initial shock because Dwarvashians also only stand about 5 foot tall on a good day. But yes, you pick him up and drag him out quite easily. Rika?
Yellow's about 6'12", he says.
Yeah.
And around 400 pounds. He's a big boy.
He's a beef castle.
Captain?
Yes. Okay, so my evasive maneuvers were not that effective. Or my evasive buff, I wasn't able to prep for that.
It is apparent that the Scorpion is now definitely following. And
Following.
Yeah, you can see that the way that Nova has positioned the ship, they have had to basically keep their distance because if they get too close, you guys will be able to outmaneuver them really, really easily. So whoever the captain is, they're not an idiot. They're not going to come too much closer. If you like, you can give me a culture check to determine what the standing orders would be for a Sagetti captain in this particular position.
I would also, can you remind me of the name of the Sagetti admiral that I was talking to?
The captain's name was Savrosh Anam.
Okay, I would like to do the culture check because I would like to know how to approach the captain of the Scorpion ship.
Absolutely.
And, well, I will put 2 spiritual into that. That's okay. What was it? Culture, you said, right? 6 plus 2. Did I say 2? I put 2 into this? Yes, I think I said. So that's an 8.
8 in total. The Sagetti, whilst being arrogant, they are very, very structured in their society. So if you mention the fact that you have spoken to the Admiral, it will open doors possibly. Alternatively, it's just a way of opening dialogue with them as well.
Yeah, but I would still like to hail them.
Almost instantaneously, the captain appears as the small hologram on your main displays.
Yeah, I would be like, what's your intentions? What are you up? Why are you following us? We're following direct orders from Admiral Sarash Anam, and we are in the process of picking up survivors. So why are you threatening us? Please, I'm not saying please, I would say just report.
We are merely providing you with support in case the Dvarashians try to attack you. We meant no harm.
Well, but you are putting a harm to your army here by abandoning the battle. Return to the battle immediately, as by orders of Admiral Savage.
There's a moment as he is obviously checking, going, didn't Admiral Savage send us out here to protect them whilst they're getting our survivors? Why would he now recall us and not tell us?
Are you sure it was Admiral Savage that ordered the withdrawal of our protection of you? You do not require it?
Why are you asking me if we need protection? We're a private vessel here helping the survivors, while if you look at your screens, you can see that you are in severe trouble and you should assist the Admiral immediately.
Captain, I feel it is imperative to indicate at this present moment in time the outcome of the battle is unknown. Whilst the capital ship of the Sajeti has sustained significant damage, the Dwarvashian forces are not yet in a direct situation to capitalize upon.
Thank you, Daisy. That's absolutely helpful. That's not my intention, though. Can I do something like a bluff?
Yes,
or
you
I-
can. Absolutely. I think we've drifted into that territory long ago. So
Yeah, I think so.
this is because you cannot, well, you can see the person and they can see you. It's your choice. You could go with seduction or with psychology.
Well, I'm a lot better in psychology.
I was really hoping you were going to seduce them.
Yeah, no points in there. Sorry. Yeah, no, that dice betrayed me long ago. I will. Well, I want to be impressive in my posture, so I will put 5 physical into that. I will blow up myself, and I will be like, return to the battle. Which brings me to an 11. I'm rolling really bad today.
We understand that you wish to complete your operations unassisted. Apologies for intruding upon your space, Captain. We look forward to retrieving the survivors from your craft once we have won this battle. All glory to the Empire.
Yeah, all glory to the Empire. See you. Have fun.
Nova, you watch as the scorpion slowly turns and give me a psychology check, Nova.
Where's my psychology? 10.
This is a ship that's turning to look like it's turning.
Captain, they're faking it.
Yeah, that's not really unexpected. How Yellow, Rika, how are we with the rescue mission?
Captain, I just want to rescue this dwarf. He's in trouble.
Blood is spraying out all
yeah,
over
he's
the
like
deck,
putting
the
pressure
ceiling.
on it. And he's like, and you can just hear a from running past the bridge.
Meanwhile, all you're getting from Rika is, please do not disturb me, Captain.
Yeah, okay. So continue that. We might have only a few minutes left.
I'm working as fast as I can.
Rika, the next question, as the captain asks you that, who are you now going to transprint onto the ship? There are 3
other
Dwarvashans or 8 Sajeti split over 4 pods.
I'm going to go for the other Dwarvash pod.
All right. Again, you send the little drone out.
Do I see that?
You can give me an awareness check because you've got the giant scorpion frigate and all the rest of the battle. But yes,
Looming
No.
over you.
I'm
no,
rolling good. Like it's awareness is a 12.
a 12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do notice the drone heading towards the little yellow symbol marked Dwarvash.
Rika, we have a Sajet Scorpion in our back. I would recommend to at least transport 1 Sajet on board.
You can use them as
As you wish.
hostages.
The drones will just.
The drones head towards the Sajeti pods. One with 3 or 2.
Depends. We did a scan earlier. Which one is
Yes.
in the worst shape?
The Sajeti pods are, as with most Sajeti things, fairly well designed. They're not very strong, but they are designed for this exact purpose. So they kind of fulfill their function.
So what you're saying, they're all intact. In that
They're
case,
all
I'll go with
intact
the one-
and just awaiting retrieval. Yeah.
In that case, I will go for the one with the most people in it.
All right. So it's 3, 3, and then 3, 2. Sorry, 2 and 1.
3, 2, and 1. Then I'll go for the 3 one.
All right. So you start to bring the 3 on board. Unfortunately, transprinting, you can't remove stuff in mid-transprint. It is what it is, and it prints it out exactly as it is. And as they materialize on the deck, in the transprint deck, which Yellow, you had set up so that it was separated from the one that the Dwarvash were going to come into. All right.
Yes. So they should end up in the other one.
Correct. So there are 3 Sajet that appear in the other transprint room with vistas of Sajeti territories. All 3 of them are holding very large Sajeti pulse rifles as they materialize. And
I assume I have a video feed or something to see that room from where I am.
Yes, absolutely. You can't. Well, exactly. You see this because it's linked.
Yeah.
And that is where we will stop for today.
Ooh.
We will be back next week.
We've just boarded ourselves.
Yes, it was the easiest boarding in the history of boarding. We will board them. Okay, what are they doing? They're transprinting us onto their... Okay. Well, maybe that was the case. Maybe not. It was a giant battle. Who knew? Who knows what's going on?
I don't know. We could always transprint them into in the middle of the
Space 'em.
space.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like, if they cause any problems, we'll just.
When the airlocks.
Space. Absolutely. It's easy to transprint something into space when it's on the transprint pad, but once it's running around your ship, you got to hit it with a transpod first.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there ain't no targeting inside the zone type of thing. Sadly.
Just throw like the football at them. Catch!
yeah. Catch this.
What?
Huh?
Ah!
Right, there we go. Then they're gone. Yeah, that could work out quite well. All right, thanks very much to each of you for playing. I hope you had fun. I had fun anyway. It's always a delight to play with the 4 of you because I have no idea what's going to happen from one decision to the next. It's awesome.
Thank you so much, guy.
As the captain, I have it planned out everything. It was there was
Ramming.
no reeling for any hints here. No. I knew exactly what was happening.
Step 1 ram, step 5 ram.
Yeah, it's
Yellow.
fine.
You need to hurry up because the captain's food's getting cold now.
Ah, damn it.
Drops the dwarf, runs.
You'll be fine.
Go on that way.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. All right, well there we go. That's it. We'll be back next week. Thanks all for watching, and until then.
Find out the state of the captain's dinner.
Yeah, maybe.
So we know the episode's name, then the captain's dinner.
The captain's dinner.
Oh my god, I would love an episode that you just sit down to eat and I was like, Captain! And then like we solve that problem and you finally get back all haggard and sit down to eat. Captain!
No.
This is just a whole episode of you just trying to have
Just becomes
dinner.
a running gag throughout the entire campaign.
The captain
food
gets
is
so
prepared,
skinny.
yeah. Anyway, all right. Until next time. Goodbye.